Hi, I'm Sam Flying Guide, and welcome to the horror show. I'm gonna be a little quiet because everyone in the house is asleep, but I'm doing The Woman in Black this week. As you see, Harry Potter is in this movie, so just because of that, you should go watch it. It's PG-13, surprisingly. Kind of. It's about an hour and a half. It came out in 2012. It's directed by James Watkins. Danielle Radcliffe plays Arthur Kipps. Janet McFeer plays Mrs. Daly, and Ciaran Hinds plays Sam Daly, or I guess Mr. Daly. There's a few other actors and characters in this movie, but this is a very interesting ghost story. Based on the classic ghost story, The Woman in Black tells the tale of Arthur Kipps, a lawyer who was forced to leave his young son and travel to a remote village to attend to the affairs of the recently deceased owner of El Marsh House. Working alone in the old mansion, Kipps begins to uncover the town's tragic and tortured secrets, and his fears escalate when he discovers that local children have been disappearing under mysterious circumstances. When those closest to him become threatened by the vengeful Woman in Black, Kipps must find a way to break the cycle of terror. How was that? That was pretty good, wasn't it? I think it was. A spine-jingling ghost story. Don't watch it alone, says David Edwards from The Mirror. I really like this movie. It is definitely my top 5, maybe top 3 ghost horror movies. But that's really tough because I like other ones like The Changeling or Mama or The Fog, the original Fog. But this is a really good one. This is so good. This release is the Alliance Films release. You can't really see it, but that's what it says. And it does have some special features. It does have a commentary and then some other things, so that's pretty good. The budget of this movie was 15 to 17 million, roughly, and the box office was insane. It, like, times 10 how much. It made worldwide 129 million, which tells me they made a sequel. And they did, but that one was not that good, apparently. I haven't watched it, but man, this movie is really good. This movie scares you, freaks you out. And it's not because you see the Woman in Black all the time. You see, the Woman in Black has like 5 minutes of screen time. This is just a... Dude. This movie is so scary. I literally had to use the bathroom. Like, I had to pause the movie. If I keep watching, I'm going to, make a mess of my pants. I will have to throw away my pants and underwear. And the chair, probably. No, but this is a really good ghost movie. And this movie scares you through the atmosphere and the music, but more so the atmosphere. Like, that kind of thing. Or, like odd things kind of happening. And, near the end of the movie is more jump scares. But to be honest, this movie, it reminds me a lot of that one Russian ghost movie. I forget what it's called. It's like the first horror movie that the Soviet Union made. Or that was made in the Soviet Union. It's like 3 letters. I forget what it's called. But it's this monk who has to like be in this building for 3 nights. And a lot of weird things happen. It's like... I forget what it's called. But this movie atmospherically kind of reminds me the dread of like... He's trying to face it, but, like, you can't. Or he doesn't, like, he doesn't want to believe it, but he's trying to make it make sense. He's not, like, a scientific kind of guy, but he's a lawyer, so he's the kind of guy that, he's like, must have been the wind, and then the wind's like, This ish was not me, twin. But this movie was really good. And this movie had one of the most wow endings, I think, ever. Because when you kind of think about it, it's just wow. It really is. It's not like trying to be silly or anything, but this movie is a pretty serious movie. And this is like the second time I've seen it. But this movie is so good. You gotta watch it. Now, the only free place to watch it is on Pluto. But like, I had such a hard time. I ended up renting it off of YouTube. Or maybe I just watched this instead. But you can rent it off YouTube. You can rent it off, other places. It's like a few bucks. I would say this movie is definitely worth that. But I would also say this movie is a movie that you probably should get if you collect movies. This is just and also the bigger the better. The bigger screen, the better the experience, kind of thing. I think, anyway. But let's go to IMDb real quick to see the 1s and the 10s and 5s out of 10s. 1 out of 10. Asinine ending. Oh, wait, my bad. Asinine ending. A slow story that has been seen before. I'm sure, but as I said, it's an hour and a half. And aspects kinda, but honestly, not really. Really, my bad. Really, really bad. Truly disappointing. Don't bother. Bad. Cheap and boring. I was, and still am, mad at myself for watching this. Complete waste of money. It's just, pooping on the experience. It's 23 1 out of 10s. Reviews. There are 61 5 out of 10 user reviews. The woman that had potential, chasing shadows. Do not waste your time. Are you going to get scary soon? What are you talking? Dude, I was actually getting scared. But only because, I'm the kind of person who tries to put myself in the scary movie. So I'm trying to be, in Daniel Radcliffe's shoes. How would I feel if I was him? And, I get spooked. I get real spooked. Really? Great atmosphere, but disappointing story. Shut up. I wouldn't exactly call it dull. The do not waste your time. Wait, was that? Yeah. Wait, was it this? Crap. There was, whatever, I just said it. What happened to no one? Are you gonna get scary soon? Alright, yeah. Are you gonna get scary soon? I gotta see this user. This user, I'm not gonna say who it is, joined in 2011. Gave Donnie Darko an 8 out of 10. Or a 10 out of 10? Wait a second. Yeah, he gave it, wow, he gave it a 10 out of 10. I'm sure it's a good movie, but it's wait a second, mister. I haven't seen Donnie Darko, to be honest, and I have heard a lot of good things. This guy's only reviewed 4 movies. I guess. But it's funny. The Woman in Black, his title was, Are You Going to Get Scary Soon? And then Donnie Darko, it's People Who Don't Like It Don't Get It. I mean, I guess you didn't get The Woman in Black then. Which I would talk more about in my longer review, but that was wow. That was really a wow movie. If you're putting yourself in Kipps' shoes. If you're just watching for funsies, then I guess. But the 10 out of 10s for The Woman in Black. It's 69 user reviews. Nice. But I laughed because of the first 10 out of 10. 10 points to Gryffindor. That was good. Super scary and super fun film. A truly underrated piece of horror. old-fashioned and it's working. Yes! Like, you don't need jump scares to scare you. Loved this movie. Perfect. Chasing shadows. Wow, I'm very impressed. Terrific and frightening ghost story. Where do I start? Fantastic thriller / horror. Please don't listen to critics. This one is worth watching. So you have two people telling you don't bother, and the other person saying don't listen to him, watch it. And I would say you should watch it. You really should. Because it's a really good movie. Now, it is a serious movie, or I would deem it... Oh, no, my bad. I would deem it as a realistic-ish movie, because this is a ghost movie. So it's like there is some supernatural, so how can supernatural be realistic, kind of? Even though, as a Christian, I would say that, supernatural things are real. It's just the extent of it is a bit of an unknown territory. Because just because someone says they saw a chair move doesn't mean a chair actually moved. It could have. Or it could have, it's like... It's like if two people came to you and were saying, I saw a chair move, and one person was like, it took 5 years for the chair to move, but it did. And then the other person was like, the chair moved. The one gives you context and the other one doesn't. Or like in the Gospels, Mark would be like, immediately was healed. But then like in John or Luke or whatever, it's like he was healed like a little bit later. It wasn't like immediately. It's, the context of, why it's written like that. And, who it's written to. So, where was I going with that? Crap, what was I going? Oh, yeah, supernatural, and just because someone tells you they saw someone levitate means that someone actually levitated. I mean, could have, certainly. And I would say this movie's a bit realistic because I guess I'm more of the opinion that whenever something supernatural does happen, and if it's more of a negative kind of thing, or if it was a ghost, that it would take a lot of energy and such to go about it for them to actually do something. It's not going to happen like this. And in this movie, it feels like it could happen like this, but it doesn't. And that's when it's, really interesting. But yeah, that's when the ending is also just really interesting because of how certain aspects go about, in which I'll talk about a little later on. But yeah, I mean, I'm Sam, Flying Kite. This is the horror show. I reviewed The Woman in Black. And, definitely worth a watch. If it's once, it's once. But it's not a long movie. It's an hour and a half. It's just finding it somewhere, and then do you have the money to watch it? In which I would say that's worth it, unless it's $1 million. Then it's come on. No one has that kind of money, and if you spend $1 million on a movie, then what are you doing? But anyway, I will see y'all next week. Also, actually, real quick, I'm kind of thinking, unless certain aspects hurry up, I'm thinking that I won't do a review the last Friday of the month. So there's 3 or 4 Fridays that I'll do, and then there's one Friday where I won't do, and that will be the last Friday of the month. And that Friday would be kind of dedicated, or that time that would be given to that Friday would be more given to other Fridays, and just making sure that, okay, I do have a consistent kind of schedule. And then maybe, after a few months, I'll be going back to the whole, okay, every single Friday. But until then, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week. Yeah. Goodbye.